December 2, 1942. 3:25 'smiddags. Beneath the cold stone stands of Stagg Field, Chicago. The air is thick with graphite dust. A faint smell of metal and sweat lingers in the cramped, dimly lit space. Wooden beams creak softly overhead. Below them, a pile of black blocks carefully stacked, almost primitive in appearance, waits in silence. Then, it happens. A quiet voice cuts through the tension. "Pull it." A young physicist grips the control rod and slowly withdraws it from the mass. Every movement feels heavier than it should. Around him, men stand frozen, eyes locked on a set of instruments that flicker like heartbeat monitors. The counters begin to click, slow at first, then faster and faster. A chain reaction, humanity's first controlled nuclear reaction, has just begun. No explosion, no blinding light, just numbers rising. Standing calmly at the center is a man with sharp eyes and an almost unsettling composure. Enrico Fermi. He doesn't celebrate. He calculates, watches, waits. He knows what this means. Not just for science, but for war. You can almost feel it, the weight of that moment pressing down on every man in that room. Because what they've just proven isn't theory anymore. It's possible. And somewhere, across an ocean torn apart by war, another nation might be racing toward the same discovery. 3 years earlier, the idea of splitting the atom wasn't just dangerous, it was unthinkable. But war has a way of accelerating the impossible. In 1939, Los Alamos, 1944. Midnight. Desert winds lash the walls as a single lamp illuminates a desk. A fist slams the wood. "It won't work," Oppenheimer whispers. "The gun design is a death sentence. It will pre-detonate. It will fizzle." Across the ocean, D-Day begins. Thousands fall on Normandy's beaches. The race against Germany intensifies while sleep becomes a memory. Then, a radical idea surfaces. Implosion. Crushing a plutonium core with perfect synchronization. Feynman, Teller, and Bethe argue. Oppenheimer carries the weight alone. In the desert, failure follows failure as timing slips and symmetry breaks. Then, a breakthrough. The implosion wave holds. It is terrifyingly perfect. 2 bombs exist, but the plutonium device is a gamble. The final proof? Trinity. As the countdown begins, the men stand in the dark. The fuse shortens. They wonder, have they just created the end of everything? July 16th, 1945. Jornada del Muerto. The desert air is heavy, damp from a passing storm. Silence grips the wasteland, broken only by the hum of generators. 10 miles away, Robert Oppenheimer stands in a bunker, knuckles white as he grips the glass. Officers drop to the sand, turning away. T-minus 60 seconds. The radio crackles. Oppenheimer does not blink. The wind vanishes. The desert holds its breath. 3, 2, 1. A blinding white-blue flash erupts, turning night into a violent day. The steel tower is instantly vaporized. A massive fireball boils upward, shifting to a bruised orange. Then, the shockwave slams into the bunker. As a colossal mushroom cloud twists toward the stratosphere, silence returns. Oppenheimer exhales, his shoulders dropping. He whispers to the air, "Now, I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." In Washington, a coded telegram confirms the success. Across the Pacific, the war rages. Faced with staggering casualty projections, the decision is made. At Los Alamos, theory becomes production. Crews are briefed in total secrecy. A bomber sits on a runway, its belly waiting for a cargo that will rewrite history. The weapon is ready. The world is not. In 3 weeks, the Desert Fire, August 6th, 1945, 2:45 a.m. North Field, Tinian Island. Engines rumble in the darkness. A silver Boeing B-29 Superfortress sits heavy on the runway, its polished skin reflecting the dim glow of floodlights. Ground crews move with quiet urgency beneath its wings, their voices low, their movements precise. Inside the bomb bay, something rests. Long, cylindrical, wrapped in secrecy. They call it Little Boy. Colonel Paul Tibbets climbs into the cockpit, his face calm, almost detached. He's flown countless missions, faced anti-aircraft fire, watched men fall from the sky. But this is different, even if no one has fully explained why. Start engines. The propellers roar to life, one by one. The aircraft trembles as power surges through it. Fuel burns, metal vibrates. The weight of the mission settles in. Behind him, the crew takes their positions. Navigators, bombardier, flight engineer. Each man knows his role. Few know the truth. At 2:58 a.m., the aircraft begins to move. Slowly at first, then faster, faster, until the runway disappears beneath it and the bomber lifts into the night sky. Hours pass. The Pacific stretches endlessly below. Dawn begins to creep over the horizon, painting the clouds in pale shades of orange and gold. It would be beautiful under different circumstances. Inside the cockpit, silence dominates. No jokes, no chatter, just the steady hum of engines and the quiet awareness that something irreversible is approaching. The target is clear,